Happy Mental Health Monday. I'm Lori Davidoff, Associate Marriage and Family Therapist, and today I have an interview for you with Jovonne Dempster. Hi, Jovonne.
Hi.
Jovonne works at Humboldt State University in the social work program, and she also teaches dance fit at Health Sport. And Jovonne has been kind enough to answer some questions and educate you guys about dance fit and dance as a part of mental health.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe we can start with you talking a little bit about dance fit specifically.
Yeah. So, dance fit is really just short for dance fitness. I just needed a title for whatever format it was that I was doing at the gym. And we joke around in this class a lot about what is dance fit? Is it Zumba? Is it hip hop? People come up with titles for it all the time. And my response typically is it's a joy maker. So dance fit happens twice a week at Health Sport, which is a local gym here in Arcata. And there are routines to songs. So you come, the song will play, you'll kind of have an idea of what the moves are. I'll teach you the moves. And then we just do it. And we'll get into this more into the interview, but really I believe that dance fit is a community builder. Like it's an opportunity for us to build self-confidence. And more importantly, it's just an opportunity for us to walk into a room and leave it feeling so much better than how we came in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've been to Jovonne's dance fit, and all of those things are so true.
Thank you.
And what I've noticed you do specifically is that when people come into the class before the dancing starts, Jovonne asks people to look to both sides of them and say hello to their neighbors, which is really unique. I've been to so many dance classes throughout my life, and I don't know that anybody has really fostered that purposeful sense of community before the class began.
Thank you for that feedback.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, and so let's see. I have some questions written up. Firstly, can you describe your perspective regarding the role of dance as a form of therapy?
So you said we have like 10 to 12 minutes, because I really feel like I could spend generations like really having this conversation about how ancestrally dance has been therapeutic and how it's therapeutic for us right now.
Absolutely.
So
you can give the teaser and then we can do a part 2.
Totally. Also, I'm just a storyteller. It's just who I am. So I suppose I should start it with once upon a time. I was 4 years old and became a baton twirler. And that was my introduction to dance. And actually, it's kind of ironic that we're sitting here talking about this, because last week I was able to go home to San Diego and I got to take my baton coach to dinner. And I haven't seen her in 20 plus years. And she's been teaching baton for 50 years. And she told me that when she met me, Jovonne, and for people who know me, like this may shock you, but that as a 4-year-old, I was super insecure, really nervous, didn't believe that I deserved anything good, and didn't think I could do anything. And for those who get to witness me now, that's not how I walk this world. That's not how I kind of dance on Mother Earth, you know? And so I say that really wanting to acknowledge that the role of, like the therapeutic role of dance is really the physical ability to move through. I think that those of us who are in clinical roles or who do therapeutic work, really that's what we're trying, or people who are healers, right? Or people who are trying to heal themselves. Like we're all just trying to move through somehow. And I think dance is one of the you don't have to think too hard about physically moving through. Another thing is that I don't know about you, and I don't know how deep you are into signs. I could imagine that you have some like deep understanding of that, but my sweet Gemini self, I live here. So I can live in theory, I can live in ideas, I can live in all of that. And so something I've learned about myself is any opportunity to be grounded. Okay. Right? And so here we go again, another physical opportunity through dance to be actually on the floor, on the earth, grounded, to stomp some stuff out.
Definitely.
And then just going to this whole idea of the wellness wheel. And for people who aren't familiar with the wellness wheel, some of us in our culture really think, we really look at wellness in most things in this linear way, right? Like if I do this, and then I do this. And there are indigenous practices that actually believe and look at wellness in a cyclical way. So this and this and this and this and this all impact each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason I bring that up is because dance, the physical act of being grounded, of moving through, has significant implications and impact on our spiritual health, on our emotional health, on our social health.
Mm-hmm.
And then who doesn't want to move their body to a beat?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get to ask you as a student in my class what that experience is like for you. But for me, when I'm able to get lost in music, when I'm able to hear a beat and move my body in a way that feels right to that, there's nothing that feels more connected to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the word that was
Yeah.
coming to mind too.
Yeah, it's just this opportunity to connect all of these things that feels so separated in us. Like, that's why I believe dance is therapeutic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. Let's start. Let's just go right into the interview.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you describe what Dance Fit has to offer that, regular gym cardio doesn't?
Yeah, and that's a hard question because, like I want to be first and foremost supportive to all of my colleagues and other folks who are dancing and teaching cardio type classes.
Mm-hmm.
What I can say you get from all cardio classes is the sense of community. So I don't know about you, but like I need some type of motivation to move my body.
Mm-hmm.
Because after an entire day of doing X, Y, and Z, the thought of me then having to do one more thing like work out or do something for my health can be hard.
Yeah.
So going to a group fitness class, I think, is the ticket.
Yeah.
Sometimes because then you can build connections and then you start to have people who will text you and be like, hey, are you coming to class tonight? You have opportunities to build accountability and connection through group fitness classes.
Mm-hmm.
I think what makes Dance Fit different, and I have to be super real, I think it's me. And the reason I say I think it's me is because what people don't know about Dance Fit is that I'm not just coming in the room. It's not just a job for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take this lightly. Mm-hmm. I don't take this opportunity to create joy, to create energy, to be in space with one another, to share all the fight that we're doing, which we'll talk about later with ourselves, in that mirror and space with people. I don't take any of that lightly. And so when I create routines, there's intention behind it. When we have our hands raised, there's intention behind it. When we are jumping and stomping and moving our hips, and when I have you do that face, right? Like I'm having students do like weird faces, it's because like there's reason behind it.
Yeah.
And so the way I put the playlist, like the way it's nothing's willy-nilly in this room.
Right.
And so it's almost like it's a spiritual practice for me. It's almost like there's prayer before I come into that room. Like, may people leave feeling better than how they walked in.
I love that.
And so, we yell in my class sometimes, like on a beat.
Yeah.
Or we clap together, and people may think that I just want them to look silly, and it's not the case. It's because we're creating energy together.
Yeah.
You've been in class, that feeling when everyone gets that clap on the same time, or when people yell at the same time on that beat and that move, and like what that does to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're hitting upon a really great point of that there's an art to healing arts. There's a creative gesture happening besides what's actually transpiring in person.
Wow. Yeah. I'd fully agree with that.
Great. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So my next question, can you share a memorable experience that either you have had personally or a student or friend has shared with you regarding the role of dance on their personal mental health or yours?
I can share both.
Okay.
If that's cool. I'll start with students. So I've been teaching. I started with a different format called mixed fit. And I actually learned this format up in the Seattle area when I had left Humboldt County for about a year. And that was transformative for me because I had come off of being, I guess I'm starting with myself, I'd come off of being quite burned out from doing direct social work practice and feeling really out of touch with myself, my spiritual self, my emotional self, my physical self, my body. Nothing I felt like I could control. And so I had an opportunity to just dance, to just go to this community center where this class was offered and dance and be inspired by the instructor and be inspired by the other people in the room who were also just trying to like get some balance. Yeah. And so that changed it. That was transformative for me. It's why I'm here and able to have this conversation with you in this grounded way, you know,
Absolutely.
is because of that.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, since I've been teaching here, it's been about 2 years. I just saw my anniversary, 2 years at HealthSport.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had 2 students come to me and say, one student said, I no longer go to therapy because of your class.
Wow.
And, you know, I'm torn because I'm like, no, go, like, you know, I believe in talk therapy. Like it is trans, but to hear someone and to have her explain, like, no, you don't understand. Like, something's happening to me from being in this room and in this energy, in this space was really mind blowing to me. And then because I'm sitting down and people can't see, or because people don't know me, I'm not a small girl. Like my actual body, like I'm not little. And so I'm aware that like my body in front of these people represents something. And so I had another woman come to me who, you know, has some body, you know, like she's not little or petite either, in tears, and just said, you have no clue what it does to me to see you up there. And to be able to hold space and to be able to feel your body in this way and be confident in those moves. I come because like I see your body transforming and like I have watched my body do the same. And so, you know, like those are memorable because it's not, it's about me, but it's not about me. It's like, once again, what we do has so much impact. And these are the gifts when we get to actually get the feedback from people of what it does for them.
That is so beautiful and such a great reminder of why it's so important for people to own our individual gifts and share our gifts, because that gift is meant to be passed on and to inspire others.
Yeah.
Wow. So beautiful. So one more question for you. It can be intimidating as an adult to try something new. Can you share just a couple tips or sage advice for a beginner that might want to try Dance Fit?
Absolutely. I wrote these down because I've really thought about this.
Awesome.
And this comes from my own heart. This isn't just like, this is what I think you should do. This is like what I've had to do for my own adult life. Number one, we need to be we need to come with courage and bravery, because it's an intimidating space. Like people get territorial spots sometimes, and there's a big old mirror up there, so you have to look at yourself and like and like, you know, people walk into the room and say, I'm not a hip hopper, and I'm like, here we go. And I just want to also say out there that I have 70-year-old women in the room twerking. Like, this is not an age thing. Like, this is like this really is just a person thing, right? So number one, coming with bravery and courage. If that means bringing in a friend, do it.
Yeah.
I'm always in the beginning of class going to ask who my new people are. It's not to out you. It's because I want people to support you, and I want to be able to come dance with you, and I want to check in with you after class, because I know how intimidating and scary it can be. And I also know how proud of yourself you probably are that you really just did this thing.
Yeah.
I think this is about the challenge of like having real self-love and self-worth, like believing that you have a right to be in that space, like believing that you deserve to be in that space and move how you need to move. And then lastly, I just want to encourage people to come with a childlike joy. Like that's what we miss as adults. For those of us who get to spend time, especially with healthy, happy children, my God, like that's the ticket. Is like, how can we like wander in some spaces in this just like childlike adventure joy? And I think that's how we have to come into this room, because I'm going to ask you to do things you don't do with your body. So that's my advice. And talk to me, like come to me, be like, I'm freaking nervous and scared. And I'm like, cool, I got you.
Wow. That was just so well said. I don't feel like I have to add anything. If I wasn't already a dance fitter hip hopper, I would be there.
Yeah. No, we're just joy makers, right?
So beautiful.
That's all we're trying to do.
All right. So maybe just, can you maybe repeat when your dance classes are for anyone interested? I'll also tag it on top of the video.
Absolutely. So right now I'm doing Dance Fit at Health Sport in Arcata, and it's on Wednesday and Friday nights at 5:30. You do need to be a member to come to class. I've been told there's a drop-in rate, and if you want to come try it out, you can tag me on this Facebook post. You can private message me, and we can talk about getting you in. It's worth it to at least try.
So worth it. And the music is so good. I might try to get some music up on here, but we'll wrap up the video.
So good.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. And thank you all, really. I feel grateful to be in this community. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a happy Mental Health Monday. Do something joyful for yourself.
Yes, please, please, please.
And someone else.
And two.
Yeah, boy, they sit on my lip. I didn't regret. Yeah, I'm betting I don't got a debt. You crawl